Okay, so this is Barcelona, one of the new street circuits we have in Grid 2. BMW E30 there, racing against a bunch of other road cars, Alfa Romeos, VWs, Subaru BRZ. Circuit you see here, street circuit layout, pretty sweeping, pretty fast, interesting architecture throughout. Barcelona is a really pretty city. So we have this concept in the game, we have this narrative in the game that takes the player through from what we call club racing through to hopefully being a global superstar, and that's tied in as well with the rise of a new series, a world series of racing. So the idea is in the game that you start out at club level, you're competing against all these clubs from around the world. The club you're seeing here is called Eliminación. And unsurprisingly, the Eliminación club take part in an event which is called Eliminator. There's a clock ticking down every 20 seconds. The car that's at the back of the pack is going to get eliminated from the race. So club racing is really all about earning fans, and you want to earn fans to grow your stature in this world of racing, and you want to grow fans in order to help build this WSR, the World Series of Racing. Fans give you that progression. We have a new feature in our cities. We call that Live Routes. Live Routes is a system which gives us a lot of the advantages of open world, but actually gets rid of some of the disadvantages as well, or what we feel doesn't work so well in open world. So Live Routes effectively is a dynamic, seamless changing of the route when you're racing around it. It does this in real time, and it can either do it randomly during the race, or it can do it to a pre-configured layout. What it really adds is a massive degree of unpredictability to the race action itself. Gives us huge replayability of those tracks. It really comes into its own both in single player and actually in multiplayer. It's a real leveler, because guys really can't get to learn those tracks, so you're always in with a chance. Whilst we're not showing live routes in this particular build, obviously it will be present in the full game in all game modes. Club racing is really where you start out, and as you gather enough fans, then the idea is when you're racing in these clubs, you get those fans, but also you earn the respect of the drivers that you're competing against. And getting that respect convinces them to join you in this greater competition, in these World Series events, where a whole number of different clubs are all brought together to compete against one another. The idea is we're looking for the greatest driver in the world. You're taking all that diversity of all the forms of motor racing, all the forms of motorsport, and actually just trying to see who would be the best of the best. And we think this is a really big question that hasn't been answered before, and that's what we're setting out to let the player do within the game. Okay, so now we've moved up a step. This is moving out from club level racing, and then we're now at a European level World Series event. The track you see here is the Red Bull Ring. It's based in Austria. It's actually an ex-Formula One circuit. Really fast, really flowing, a couple of really technical sections on there just to test out the drivers. Obviously circuit racing is right at that traditional heart of motorsport. It is all about hitting that racing line, nailing the apexes, and actually shaving tenths of seconds off lap times. It makes all the difference between winner and the also run in the event. Cars you see here is BAC Mono is the player car. BAC is really interesting. It was set up by some brothers in the UK, set out to build a really lightweight, powerful track car, and it's pitched up against some KTM crossbows and Aerial Atoms here. So all of them classic, road legal, but classic track-based cars. Wow, guy making a mistake there. The AI are pretty intelligent, but they're as prone to the errors as the human player is. They don't always get it right. In actual fact, we have something in the region of 60 parameters that we can tune in order to get the perfect human AI behaviour. BAC Mono also is a way for us to show off and demonstrate some new technology we've got in terms of carbon fibre and damage. We're pretty renowned for our damage systems in grid, but we're taking it a step further with this game. So we have a new carbon fibre damage system, so it doesn't buckle and bend like metal does, but it actually shatters and snaps and parts break off. Really pretty dramatic when you see it in action. Okay, so now we're in Chicago. We're really in the upper echelons now of your career as a racing driver. You can see here that the scale of the events is much, much bigger. The World Series racing has grown to the global, international spectacle that it always wanted to be. Events now taking place at night, so they're really media friendly. And interesting race types as well. This is actually a checkpoint race. Checkpoint racing has been an absolute mainstay of racing games over many, many years, but actually we think it's a really interesting and exciting game mode. There's real drama in watching that clock tick down and seeing that checkpoint ahead of you, just trying to scrabble to it before the timer reaches zero. This is a very much an east versus west race you're seeing here. So we pitched a bunch of Japanese domestic cars against some US muscle. Makes for an interesting race event. So one of the things which is really underpinning the grid experience this time around is our new physics and new handling model, something that we're calling True Feel. And True Feel's about just capturing the real character of all of the cars that you get in the game, but doing it in such a way that you get a high degree of accessibility, but losing none of the depth of feeling and none of the depth of gameplay that you get out of these vehicles. It's a massive step forward to us. You can actually see these cars on the track. You know, in the replay, you can see how the weight is shifting around. You can see how the suspension and the tyres are really scrabbling around to get that traction on the surface. This car is actually set up for quite a high degree of oversteer, so you see it drifting quite a lot, but it's really heavy. So once it's going sideways, it's a real battle to try and pull it back out. So Grid 2 coming on PC, Xbox 360 and PS3, 28th of May 2013.